I was drafted in San Antonio, Texas, at Sam Houston, Fort Sam Houston. Uh, I was just barely turned 18, out of high school, and I passed the examination for entry into the service. I had lined up in a line that was for Navy troops, and I let a couple of people ahead of me, which was unfortunate because they ended my uh, time to serve in the Navy, and I had to go to the Army, which wasn't too bad. I wound up in the Army, and I was given the uniform and the various dresses and so forth for Army service, and shipped to Camp Callan, Callan, California. This was a Marine area, but the Army had charge of it, and were training their troops at this base. It was near San Diego, about, I guess about 10 miles, a couple of miles from La Jolla, California, sort of a resort place. But we weren't there for a resort, we were there for training for service. I was asked if I wanted to go to be an officer because I had apparently passed the entrance exam, or the exam they give you for your IQ, and I must have passed it because they asked me if I wanted to serve in OCS, and I said no. I had no desire to do that. I was an electrician apprenticed, and with the railroad for just a brief time. I was apprenticed to serve on diesel engine repairs, and that's when I was drafted. I I, I, I wanted to continue that, if I could, in the service in electronics. And so they finally decided to train me to be a radar operator. And so I did. I was trained in the service there along with my training that I was to get as a private in the Army. I finished my training in 3 months, and I was sent to a battalion that was set up to control the West Coast. We were afraid at that time that the Japanese were going to invade the West Coast, and so we were assigned along the interior of California in the Mojave Desert, and we served there for about, I guess, 6 months. And they decided then that the Japanese were not going to invade that part of the country. We got involved a little bit with the Japanese people who were in the United States and who were captive. I don't say captive, but held because they were Japanese, and they were put into a camp to protect the United States from being invaded within. And so I was part of that, a little bit of that operation. And after that, we were transferred. They found out they didn't need people in radar. They needed people in infantry.